Joining us now is the CEO of Zoetis, Kristin Peck. Kristin, great to have you here. So we've heard and seen that people at home taking care of their pets, adopting new pets. Was that the story here behind your quarter?
Well, thanks for having me. Good to see you again, Sarah. It's great to be here. As you know, Zoetis is the world leader in animal health with over $6.3 billion in revenue this year we're hoping for, and we're guiding to. Our business is about equally split between companion animal and livestock, as well as the U.S. and ex-U.S. And we did print a 4% revenue growth in Q2. And the story of the day was indeed the growth of our pet care business, which grew 13%. So really strong performance. It certainly beat expectation. And some of the key drivers are exactly what you were saying. You know, people are home with their pets. They're adopting more pets. And they're investing more in them. They're noticing more about their pets. So we saw very strong growth for Zoetis overall in pet care.
Is that a one-time phenomenon, or is that something you guys see as sustainable here as we change our habits and our lifestyles beyond states reopening?
The growth in pet care has been a trend that's been going on for a while. In general, pet care and livestock have historically had similar growth in sort of the mid-single digits, call it 5 to 6%. But at Zoetis, given our innovation, we've been growing faster than that for a while. So there's pretty, strong fundamental growth drivers to pet care. So obviously the humanization of pets, which we talk about a lot, and as people spend more time with their pets, they're investing more in them. And we were quite excited to launch a number of innovative products over the last few years. Certainly in the quarter, the big news was Simparica Trio, which is a parasiticide for fleas and ticks and heartworm that combines 3 products into one. And we saw great growth in Simparica Trio, as well as our entire parasiticides franchise, which grew 28% in the quarter. But the other big driver for us in pet care is our dermatology portfolio. So imagine those itchy dogs, which I used to have, and I know those pet owners and dogs crazy. We have Apoquel and a monoclonal antibody, Cytopoint, which also grew as a combined category 24% in the quarter. So we do see this as a continued strength, the humanization of pets and the growth of our innovative portfolio at Zoetis.
Kristin, on the flip side, you saw some declines in the livestock part of the business. What drove that?
Thanks, Wilfred. So as you look at the livestock side, about 60% of our livestock business is outside of the United States, and that actually grew 4% operationally. We have seen challenges in livestock overall, especially in the United States. And there were 2 key drivers to that in the quarter. The first is the movement from, dine out, events, travel to dining in. People consumed a little bit less. They changed their consumption patterns. And the supply chain had a trouble, as you probably were reporting on, adjusting to that. The second key issue for our livestock producers in the U.S. was also just the capacity issues in the processing plants, which you've also been reporting on. And a change from, 100% to 95 to 97% processing capacity actually has a pretty significant impact on many of our customers and producers, as those supply chains were pretty efficient. That backed animals up a lot. So we do see probably continued challenges in U.S. livestock as you look into the end of this year, particularly on the cattle side, where it takes them a little bit longer to react. Poultry can react a little further, but I think, the key message for us is, as you looked at our quarter, is the diversification of our portfolio, both U.S., ex-U.S., as well as across species. And even when we're seeing challenges, obviously the livestock side, the ability of our pet care and companion animal business to really continue to drive our top line growth.
Yeah, I was looking at the international results, and there's quite a divergence there, Kristin. I mean, strong growth in places like China, but really weak in many parts of Latin America, the UK, and some European countries. Why is it so different around the world? Is it tracking the virus?
It's partly that. I mean, the strong performance, as you look at China, China's been an incredibly strong performer over the last 2 quarters. Part of that is really driven by African swine fever in last year, which really decimated the swine population in China. And so what you're seeing is the rebuilding of that herd. And as they do that to ensure biosecurity, these are large integrated producers that, really need our products and need our expertise. So we saw significant growth there, but as well in our companion animal portfolio. There's growth between livestock and our pet care business in China was about equal. But there are continued to be challenges, as you've seen, certainly in Europe with COVID. And, in Latin America, you're seeing, obviously, in the last few months, really a resurgence there, and in Brazil and markets like that. But it goes back to the diversification of our portfolio that, while there may be challenges, certainly with COVID in Europe, China continued to perform quite well in the quarter. We also saw strong performance from Japan as well as Australia.